Hi, so we're going to deploy automated lifecycle management rules to our Azure stored files. So let's see how to do that. So I'm back on Azure portal and we are in our storage account, which is storage account lab 24. And if we go down to containers, we will see the container we created in the last video. That's my container. And inside it, we should have our picture. That's one picture. So let me upload two more pictures from the file. So I'm going to just change the block size to 100, and I'm coming here to add two of my pictures, and I'll upload that, and that is done, as we can see here. So we can see that by default the access tier says hot inferred. So what does that mean? The access tiers are in three layers. We have hot, we have cold, and we have archive. So the hot is for files that are frequently used or edited often, and the cold is for files that probably have stayed in the storage without being accessed for the past 30 days. And we have archive will be for files that do not regularly get accessed for 60 days or more. So what it means here is by default it's assigned hot, which means that it believes that these files will be edited or accessed often. And what that means is that we would have to consider that there are some files that may not be frequently accessed between 30 days or more. So we would want to set up lifecycle management rules so that the access tier to such files will be changed to cold and later to archive if it isn't accessed with time. So let's do that manually. Let's assume that this file, the second picture, has been here for the past 30 days. All we need to do is to select that, and we can come here and go to change tier, and instead of hot we'll select cool. We'll just save. So let's select 3 and let's do the same, but this time we're changing the tier to archive. So we assume that for the past 60 days this file hasn't been accessed. So we'll just save that, and when we close that and come back here, we can see now we have hot, cold, and archive. So we want this process to be automated so that we set number of days which would change the access tier of the file from hot to cold and cold to archive. So to do that, we have to go back to the storage account, and we'll come down to where we have lifecycle management, and we'll click on that, and then we have to add our rules. So we'll click on add rules, and we'll call it move to cool, and we're applying rule to all files and blobs in our storage account. Next, and what it says here is if these blobs, that's the binary large objects, were modified more than 30 days ago, and they were last modified more than 30 days ago, that means in 30 days they've not been modified, then what you will need to do is to move it to the cool storage. So we'll add that, and that's moved to cool. We can see now that it's been enabled. So next we need to add the second rule, and we're going to call this archive. So move to archive, move to archive, and we can see the same. So we'll say if the base blobs that were last modified from the cool this time to 30 days after they've been moved to the cool tier to 30 days after, then you would now move it to the archive. So that's what it means, and we'll add that. And now we have moved to cool and moved to archive. Then we'll create our last rule, delete. So the same thing, and we'll say if after 30 days after that, after it's moved to archive, then would delete the blob if it's not still modified. So would add that. And so this is going to be the policy and the process in which it would be able to change the tiers for the storage. And if we come back to our containers here, we can see that we have my container. If after 30 days this file is not modified, it will move to cool and cool access tier, and if after 30 days it will now move to archive, and after 30 days then it will be deleted. So that's simply how to set up the lifecycle management to determine the access tiers for the files.